Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. In today's episode, we're going to be studying a piece by the digital artist known as Neogenic Nite. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at this immense sense of vibrance, and we're also going to explore what it means to enter the true new world. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this work, we're struck, like I said, by the immense vibrance and energy of the work before us. You're likely feeling a sense of awe or shock due to the rather foreign flares which stand before us within this work. And so one of the first things I noticed next to this sense of vibrance is the impact of texture within this piece. We see this quite clearly. We see these on these distinct dunes, which add a subtle yet effective element to the work at hand. This, of course, immerses us so well within the work, and it feels as if we're just standing within the piece right here. And so another thing you may notice is the impact of color. And so we see this quite clearly. You see this red and blue, which make up a majority of the composition. Red and blue, of course, are kind of 2/3 of a tetradic color scheme. So they're going to contrast each other and kind of fight for the viewer's attention, if you will. And of course, the presence of a red is always going to introduce a sense of visual energy in one way or another. And on that topic, this immense vibrance of the work at hand, we see the tone of red is just extremely saturated, and it does an amazing job in kind of possessing the piece before us with a vivid visual energy. So it excites the composition and certainly catches your eye. Another thing you may notice is the impact of kind of layering within this work, and we see this quite clearly. Not only does this give a sense of depth, but it also, of course, adds a layer of dynamism to the work at hand. And we see this, we're standing on these red dunes, and we see the planet and the stars much farther beyond. So I think that's an incredible element of the work at hand. And so far within this work, we see what appears to be a blue spherical object, most reminiscent of Neptune. This is also, further reinforced by this black rectangle, if you will. This, of course, allows that to really pop out, and it also frames that as well. So it's going to draw your eye just by the inherent nature of that placement and utilization of space. And so there's no doubt that we're standing within space in the work before us. Of course, we see this right above these dunes are just countless shimmering stars, which help to add a sense of charm to the work at hand. It feels as if we're just standing on another planet, if you will. And with this in mind, where do you think we are, or what do you see when you view this piece? So in creating this work, the original artist was talking about wanting to resemble Mars in some way or another. And we see this quite clearly, right? Our perspective stands immersed on the red planet itself. And with this in mind, welcome to the true new world. Human exploration is never ending, and this is just the next frontier of many to be explored. So it's an absolutely stunning piece. There is no doubt about that. The original work here actually originated as a piece of photography before additional post edits in Adobe Photoshop. So an amazing edit. There is no doubt about that. The original artist deals with the surreal, the science fiction, so many different things that the artist creates. I actually have an additional piece here. I'm going to bring that in real quick and see what we can learn. Alright, so I brought in two works, both from Neogenic Nite, two amazing edits, there is no doubt about that. And so in comparing it to the original work here, for example, on the work on the left, we see what appears to be these dunes as well, and then we see, of course, an incredible use of framing, much like the original piece that we are studying. It's just absolutely stunning, there is no doubt about that. You see the influence of the intergalactic, the kind of science fiction, if you will, even showing a bit of civilization on what appears to be most reminiscent of another planet. And in all three instances, this immense vibrance and energy of the work at hand, it always catches the eye. Also, that sense of texture, we certainly see that, I would say, mostly in the work here. Of course, the texturing of these mountains and the amazing texturing of the kind of nebulaic stars, if you will. But it's absolutely stunning. There is no doubt about that. And I see in all three instances, there is a use of a darker frame to really allow these visual forms to pop out to the highest degree possible. We certainly see that, of course. You see that in the blue planet there. We see that with Neptune there. And then we see that with yet another blue planet there. So the aesthetics across all three of these pieces, it is just stunning in every sense of the word. And you really see the potential of these complex edits and what they can bring to the original viewer. So yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed today. This is a stunning edit. Like I said, there is no doubt about that. It does an amazing job in immersing us within the science fiction, if you will, and it feels as if we're just standing on Mars itself. So like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed today. We talked about so many different things, from the sense of the framing, from the impact of color, the impact of vibrance, the layers to the work at hand, so many different things we hit on today. I truly hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all enjoyed today's episode, make sure to check out the original artist Neogenic Nite, doing some amazing stuff in multiple different mediums, taking photography and getting those amazing edits. We just love to see it. So, like I said, if y'all enjoyed today's episode, go check out the original artist. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.